I've talked about why in some other videos. Let's see if we can get her attention on me without her bucking me off. So this is Starla I'm getting on. This could be interesting. Somebody's over here mowing and Robert's out there banding some calves. So we'll see how this goes. Come on. You saw me do a video of her not long ago where I put a leverage bit on her. Now, I rode her a couple times in that bit. Now I'm back to a snaffle for today. She is a horse that I typically have a hard time keeping her attention on me. I'd like to work on her spin today. That was my intention. But I'd be willing to bet I'm going to spend most of the day working on keeping her attention on me. Come on. Come on. Come on. At this stage, I don't teach queuing up to the block. I've talked about that in some other videos. I've talked about why in some other videos. Let's see if we can get her attention on me without her bucking me off. Let's move your feet. Move your feet. Move your feet. She has not bucked with me since she's been here. Come on. Lots going on. Lots for her to have her attention on. Right here, I'm just going to kind of hold her head to the left and ask her to move her feet. Her owner, when she sent her, said that she was having trouble with her being spooky. I haven't had that problem, but I had noticed that I had a hard time keeping her attention on me. And usually when you lose their attention, that's when things start to get bad, like a spook or buck or something like that. And you saw right there when I got on her, really didn't have her attention. I'll normally walk a little bit until I had their attention, and then I get on. I just got straight on her, and she gave me a little bit of a buck. That gives you a good idea of just kind of how things work and how things come together. Now right here, I've just got her head, and I'm driving her forward a little bit, bumping a little bit with my spurs into this forward circle. Right there, I lost her attention, I bumped a little bit. Lost her attention, I bumped a little bit. A lot here for her to act afraid of. This is probably the kind of thing that her owner was telling me about. It just took all this commotion to get it out of her. Bump forward, bump forward. That's my group of mama cows and babies. There's a bull, 4 mama cows and 4 babies in there. We're going to be separating the 2 older calves. They were abandoned last month. Abandoned 1 more. And then we're going to separate the 2 older ones today. Put the rest out in the pasture, and then we'll separate the 2 younger ones next month. They're about 5.5 months old. Generally like to go a little bit longer, but they're eating grain real good, and they're pulling their mamas down pretty hard. They're pretty good sized calves for what they are. Then we'll go ahead and wean them off. The mamas are Angus Simmental crosses, except for that one red Corriente in there, the one with the horns. And my Charolais bull crossed with that Corriente cow produced a really nice looking Charolais bull calf with no horns. So he's got some pretty good genetics to knock horns off of a Corriente. Doesn't usually happen that way. Now I'm just trying to establish the same thing to the right. Go forward. See how she's getting a little bit trotty there. They're wanting to trot. That's a little bit of nervousness. I'd like her to walk a little bit bigger circle here. Have a little bit more right leg. There we go. She'd gotten heavy on that right shoulder, and we're just kind of spinning around on it. Now we're going to start putting her to work a little bit. Do some remedial work. Keep her attention on me. Let's go back to the left. I'm going to pay a lot of attention to her ears. I want to make sure I can keep her ears on me. That has been an issue with her. She's very easily distracted. When I get her a little hotter, trot her around, lope her around, that gets better. But I really want her to just learn to focus and not focus because she's tired. She'll end up being a better horse in the end if she just learns to focus. Let's trot a little bit. Trot around, steer around. Saw Raven sitting there watching me. Steer over here. Steer over here. Kind of drop that right shoulder, pick the shoulder up, right rein, right leg, frame up, there we go. Looking at the horses out in the pasture. If we can get a little collection, little frame. Got a little bit, but her ears are forward. There we go. I've been working this kind of thing with the leverage bit, and she got pretty good. But it was time to go back to the snaffle. I'm glad I did with her acting like she did when I got on her. As I'm trotting around here and I'm bending her, turning left, bending her, turning right, I'm wanting to make sure that her body stays in a good position for those turns, that her back end is tracking behind her front end, shoulders aren't sliding out, shoulders aren't falling in, going over here, going over there. There we go, getting better. Raven's laying on the barn aisle in there. Starla ain't sure what to think about it. So every time her ears lock over there, I'm adding a little bit of rein, a little bit of hand, a little bit of spur. Sometimes it's rein and leg on the same side. Sometimes it's rein and leg. Both reins and both legs. Depends on what her frame is. If she's wanting a counter bend like right there, it's going to be right rein, right leg. This could be a kind of long ride today. I'd like to just keep working her until she settles. Right rein, right leg there. Let's change directions. Got that? You got that one banded?
I got them all.
She's starting to relax a little bit now. Still losing her attention, but she's not as intent on looking at something else. Let's ask for an extended trot for a minute. Not gonna loop just yet. Extended trot, just kind of making her work a little harder, stretch out a little bit. Trying to get her to focus on forward a little bit. I'm not getting the collection on her that I was with that leverage bit. Next ride I might ride her in the snaffle bit with the German Markdale. Oop, let's get the shoulder over. Oop, keep going. Let's work on a little bit of backup. That's something that needs to be better with her. Got her attention a little better. Take slack out of reins. Squeeze with my spurs. Lift. Release. Slack out of reins. Squeeze with my spurs. Release. And when I said lift, that was lift with my spurs. Do it again. Looked over there. We're going to do it again. There we go. Couple steps together. So right there, she backed up a little bit. I released, and then while she still had her momentum going, I asked for a couple more steps. Putting a couple steps together. Let's ask again. Slack out of my reins, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Good girl. As we backed up, she got crooked, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring her shoulders over this way and back up again. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze. Good girl. Let's go to the right again. Turn her around so I have more room. And back. Release, squeeze, release. Kind of hanging on my hands. I'm just setting my hands still. Shoulders to the right. And again, squeeze, release. Squeeze. There, that last one was a nice step. Good girl. I think I'll quit on that for her for the day. I've got her attention pretty good. That ear's flicking back on me. It was probably the most activity that has been around her when I've ridden her yet. So this is Starla. I'll put a link somewhere to her playlist on YouTube. Until next time, thank you for watching.